Hello. This is me. You can tell let's try this. I'm not in my dining room. I'm in a hotel room. Uh, I'm in Baltimore right now grading actuarial exams. And I thought I would take this opportunity. I've not actually talked about actuarial anything in a bit on the channel. I'm going to put this in the mortality with me because there were two mortality related items that came across my gaze recently, and I think they were both on, no, one was in the actual outpost and the other one was on Facebook. I will try to dig up the links that we found. And it relates to mortality causes in the news. So the first one I want to talk about has to do with the link between elderly people falling and mortality. So I'm going to admit, for death statistics in general, I actually don't know, and I should learn what the requirements for reporting deaths by cause. Because I'm a little suspicious of some of the mortality stats I'm seeing. They were saying that deaths due to falls were up or they're high for certain age ranges. And the reason I'm skeptical about this is I believe in many of the cases the falls are not causing the mortality, that they're more a symptom of what I call system collapse. Oh, and I'm like, trust me, I'm an actuary. So what happens is you have some kind of situation where your body's starting to fall apart, and what happens is your hip fractures, which makes you fall. The fall doesn't cause the fracture caused the fall. Um, the And then, of course, whatever was killing you before, or whatever was making you fall apart before, is going to continue that. A very clear example of this is if you have cancer in the bone and it's weakening the bone, that that can cause a fracture in your hip or your legs, and that makes you die. The issue is they say it's for people over age 85 and that kind of thing. Here's the thing. If people die at the age they're supposed to, like in their upper 80s, mid 80s even, how many of those people are actually autopsied? The fall may be seen as the proximate cause, but a comorbidity, and basically something else, was really the ultimate cause to the mortality. So I am a little skeptical about this. The people who did the research may have actually noted that. I cannot trust what is actually reported in the media. And then the second thing, this one's going to be harder for me to find because I think someone posted this on Twitter or Facebook, and it's once you see something, unless I saved it, and I don't think I did, unless someone replies to my comment, might not be able to find this. Someone made a comparison of what actually kills Americans versus what people search for on Google for causes of death versus media coverage of causes of death. And there's so many problems with this. First off, most people die over age 80, this is in the US, of heart disease or cancer. There is a reason this does not make the news. Are they Googling it? And if you are someone in your 80s suffering from cancer or heart disease, are you Googling it? No. The causes of death for people who are younger are going to be far more weighted towards cancer, accidental causes of death, suicide, sorry to say. But people are not necessarily like, who's going to be Googling accidental causes of death, even though that is, if you die when you're young, that's what kills you. Anyway, we don't need to go there. So one of the things was terrorism. Terrorist attacks are definitely infrequent and don't kill a lot of people compared to cancer and heart disease. That's why it's in the news. Unusual stuff is in the news. Do I really have to explain it? Uh, it it's like, do you understand how many works? I do not need to tell you, oh, by the way, the sun rose today. By the way, you're still breathing oxygen. Uh, this is, people are like, news coverage is slanted. Yeah, it's what it's called, the news. It's not the olds. You can have someone go by, and a lot of local news is the olds. It just, you just tell people a local event that occurred. Okay, that's fine. It includes people and it's normal stuff they do every week. That's fine. I love the old newspapers, so I like reading the Brewster Standard from 150 plus years ago. And there was the Croton Falls, which is where I live, news column, and it was stuff like so and so hosted a tea party. Okay, do you understand why the New York Times does not cover tea parties that much? I mean, of course, they would now because tea parties are unusual now, but they would not say so and so. Actually, it is kind of annoying that there are certain things that really aren't news. Like, do I really need to hear about every tweet from every idiot, including politicians? I don't. Okay, that's not. In any case, causes of death, they're not going to report on stuff that surprises nobody. They don't, and you don't have to write about what everybody knows. So, I have no problem with there being a bias in news coverage of causes of death. So, that's it.